In my mind, America has entered into a couple of major foreign policy blunders in my lifetime. One was the Vietnam War, and then to me, the biggest single foreign policy disaster was the invasion of Iraq. And I was against that war, and those of us who knew the truth of why we were going to war at that point were fighting very hard to get that truth out. And that's what the film is about. It's about these journalists who fight very hard to inform the public as to the lies that were perpetrated on the American people by the Bush administration. And to a large extent, the mainstream media went along with it, and how difficult it was. And so hopefully, the people in the Middle East will, at least they'll feel that there's somebody in America who is trying to shine a light on the truth of what happened and why we got and how we got into Iraq. Right now, American journalism is under attack by Donald Trump and the propaganda arm of his administration, which is represented by Fox News, by Breitbart, by Sinclair News, and a number of other outlets. This is the first time in American history that administrations who have always trafficked in propaganda to try to get a policy sold to the American people or try to make a case to go to war. This is the first time that the press, that a big chunk of the American press is not doing their job, which is to hold an administration accountable. This is the first time that you've got these major outlets that are actually serving as propaganda for an American president, and that is very scary. So mainstream media is under attack. There's no question about that. And this film hopefully will show why we need to have a free and independent press. If democracy is going to survive in any way, shape, or form, one of the main pillars of that is a free and independent press. And that's what this film is about.
If I'm going to make a run in 68, I'm going to need people like me. Shut the door.
How could anybody not like him?
Donald Trump is the single most unqualified human being to ever assume the presidency of the United States. He's mentally unfit. Not only does he not understand how government works, but he has no interest in trying to find out how government works in America. Lyndon Johnson was, except for the Vietnam War, which is a terrible stain on his legacy, was probably the most effective and successful president as far as domestic policy is concerned, second to maybe Franklin Roosevelt. So when we're talking about Lyndon Johnson and Donald Trump, they couldn't be at further ends of the spectrum. Anytime you're getting into political areas, it's always tough. I mean, no studio will ever make a film that has these kind of political messages or political subject matter. You won't get a studio to make it. And so very tough to get them financed, very tough to get them distributed. But I'm now at this point in my life where I want to be able to say the things I want to be able to say. And hopefully somebody's still giving me a few dollars to be able to do that.